Imagine this. It's the 1700s. There's no internet, no smartphones, and no AI. Suddenly, a strange machine appears in Vienna, a wooden cabinet topped by a life-sized figure dressed in exotic Turkish robes. It plays chess, and it wins, over and over, against masters, against royalty. And it makes people gasp. Have we built a thinking machine? They ask. But behind the curtain, there is a secret. This wasn't the future, it was just one of the greatest tech hoax in history. They called it the Mechanical Turk, a life-sized automaton cloaked in fine Ottoman robes, seated behind an elegant wooden cabinet, hand poised above a chessboard. It would bow politely, then it would play. It calculates, it plans, and it checkmates people who had spent their lives mastering the game. When it debuted in 1770, crowds were stunned. How could a machine outthink a man? Newspapers called it the dawn of mechanical intelligence. Nobles called it a miracle. But no one dared ask, how? They were too busy watching in awe. The man behind the marvel was Wolfgang von Kempelen, who was a Hungarian civil servant, inventor, and part-time showman. He wasn't trying to start a tech revolution. No, he was trying to win a flex-off at court. After watching another inventor perform a dull magic trick for Empress Maria Theresa, Kempelen boldly claimed, "I could build something better." And 6 months later, he returned with the Turk. It wasn't just a machine. It was a spectacle. Gears that clicked, doors that opened, a machine that thought. People didn't question how it worked. They just watched it move, mesmerized, and whispered, "This is the future." Behind the illusion was pure deception. The Turk wasn't some brilliant mechanical brain. It was a stage prop, an elaborate box of gears, smoke, and misdirection. Hidden deep inside the cabinet, wedged between moving panels, sliding doors, and spinning cams, was a man. A real chess master. Kempelen had designed the machine with clever compartments, false bottoms, and rotating seats. Before every game, the operator would quietly sneak inside, adjusting himself to avoid detection, and sit, sometimes for hours in silence. He controlled the Turk's arm with levers and pulleys, and used magnets or mechanical linkages to track the game board. From the outside, a genius machine, but from the inside, a sweaty, cramped man pulling strings. It was less a marvel of artificial intelligence and more a masterclass in theater. Despite the deception, the Mechanical Turk became a sensation. It toured across Europe, drawing massive crowds in Paris, London, Berlin. Kings, queens, philosophers, and generals. They all lined up to lose to the mysterious machine. Benjamin Franklin played it. Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who conquered half of Europe, lost to it. Kempelen kept the illusion airtight. Only a select few ever suspected a trick, and those who did, they had no proof. In a time when candles were still cutting-edge lighting, the Turk looked like the future. However, illusions never last forever. As the decades passed, the mystery around the Mechanical Turk grew darker. Skeptics began asking hard questions. Why were the cabinet's doors always opened in a particular order? Why did the machine make sounds only during certain moves? A few clever minds guessed the truth. There's someone inside. Nevertheless, Kempelen and other showmen guarded the secret like a royal treasure. They'd redesign the box, shuffle the compartments, even fake malfunctions to throw critics off. But time catches everyone. In 1854, after nearly 80 years of traveling, performing, and deceiving, the Mechanical Turk was destroyed in a fire at a museum in Philadelphia. The machine went up in flames, and with it, the final traces of its secret. What was once hailed as the world's smartest machine burned like a stage prop, because that's all it ever was. Even though the Mechanical Turk was destroyed, it kept its legacy. It didn't just fool people, it trained them to believe that complex problems could be solved by machines, even when the wires were just decoration. And centuries later, the pattern continues. How many modern systems seem magical but rely on humans behind the scenes? Self-checkouts that need attendance? AI chatbots that escalate everything to real people? Algorithms that read your mind but really just sell your data? In fact, Amazon.com literally named its crowdsourcing platform by Mechanical Turk, a service where humans do microtasks behind a digital curtain. So, the next time you're impressed by something that feels too smart to be true, ask yourself, is it actually intelligent or just another Turk with better lighting? The Mechanical Turk wasn't just a machine, it was a message about how easily we mistake performance for intelligence. For over 80 years, it made people believe in a future that didn't exist. And even today, with AI on every screen, deepfakes blurring reality, and algorithms predicting your next thought, that same question still lingers. Are we marveling at brilliance? Or watching another illusion play out? If this story made you think, hit that like button, subscribe for more. And remember, not everything that moves is alive. And not every machine that speaks is thinking.